When I got here this summer, we started looking at our facilities, and there's great facility needs. So we formed a committee to look and review the different aspects of our facility and a direction that would be best for our community to go. So we invited community members, we invited board members, we invited faculty, staff to be a part of this. We did facility tours, we did community surveys. We used the expertise of architects, construction managers, expertise from our teaching staff, those that have had experience in the building, people from the community that have been here forever. What they proposed to our school board a couple of months ago was to go out for bond for 12 new classrooms, a cafeteria and kitchen. The idea is to move our elementary into larger classrooms. The classrooms we have right now are small.
Our school is busting at the seams. We do not have adequate rooms for our teachers, for our children. We need to expand.
It's hard to do any labs with the kids because there's just no room to put them anywhere. They're basically sitting right beside each other. But we don't have the room to get them to get up and move and do things like they need to do.
In my English teacher's room, there's 3 desks as a group, and pretty much whenever we walk in there, there's no room to walk. Our teacher sometimes trips, and sometimes kids fall because they trip over chairs because everything's so small and crowded.
Within those 12 classrooms, there's going to be 2 safe rooms, which I'm excited about when we have to jam 250, 260 kids plus staff underneath the bleachers in our gym. It's probably not the best place to be in case of a tornado.
Our storm shelters are not exactly the greatest storm shelters in the world. We go down to the locker rooms and the kids have to squeeze in. There is definitely not enough room for everyone. We as teachers try to get our kids in as first, and we will get in as much as we can.
Whenever we go in the locker rooms, the first grade, well, the pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, and fourth grade all go into this tiny, tiny locker room where there's absolutely no room.
Everybody pushes me and squishes, and we always get to be quiet. It's crowded in there, crowded.
On the other side, there's a elementary locker room where the 7th, 8th, and the 9th go in there, and like there's some big people, tall people that in there, and they are seriously, there's like pre-Kers who sit on top of each other, and those 9th graders who have to sit on top of each other because there's no room.
Yeah, it's kind of crowded down in the locker rooms. We probably need a little bit more room.
When I think about sending my children to a school, safety probably ranks above all other things. If we don't have a safe environment, then not only are they never going to learn, but we run the risk of losing an entire generation of people. So whether it's safety from an intruder, it's safety from a tornado, we have to put safety at the top of our list. And I'm not sure that we are where we need to be at this point.
Our school is growing more than I realized when I got back on the school board. As a matter of fact, the cafeteria is so small that our children have to start eating lunch at 10:50 in the morning. And by 3:30 in the afternoon, I don't believe they're thinking about school at all. They're thinking about getting something to eat. That is something that needs to be changed.
We struggle with lunches. We run 4 different lunches here. We have to run 4 different lunches, and some of those lunch times early in the elementary, they'll roll in about 10:50, 11 o'clock. It's early in the morning. You know, that provides a long afternoon.
Another thing that this is going to address for us is our restroom situations. If you get a chance to ever see our restrooms in the old elementary school, they're sad.
If you don't upkeep, you don't have anything to work with. If I don't take care of my elevator, if I don't do maintenance on it, all of a sudden I can't take grain from the farmer. If we don't update, we don't take care of the school, then we can't educate the kids, then the kids can't do what they need to do in life.
Facilities put people in a spot where they're thinking about learning. They're thinking about what their future could be. If you're worried about if you're going to be warm enough in class, you're not thinking about the right things. And so facilities, from my perspective, are what we as administrators have to provide so that the kids can focus on what's most important.
The fact that Goodwell has had the lower tax rate for the years in order to do something, it does have quite the impact on our taxpayers.
On our committee, one of my jobs was to do the research about the tax base. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting is the vast majority of the taxes will be paid by people not in our community, not even in our state. That's a good deal, and I don't see how anybody could be against that kind of a deal. I think they're willing to give to our community, and I think they recognize that a thriving Goodwell is good for their bottom line as well as for our community.
I own property in this school district, and it is going to cost me just like it will everybody else, but I believe it is important because if we don't grow, we die.
You know, I pay taxes at the elevator, I pay taxes on land I own around here. I'm willing to make that sacrifice for our community because I want these kids educated so they can pay the taxes in the future.
It is scary to know that our taxes are going up, but nothing can put a price on my children's learning. It's a small price to pay for what my kids are going to gain and all the other children.
An investment in a school isn't just an investment in your child, it's an investment in our community. And if we choose to invest in our community, then this community won't just survive, it will thrive. And I think the taxes themselves aren't the point. The taxes lead to an investment that means we want our community to stay. And that's really what this election is about. It's about the viability of our community. It's a lot less about money as it is about, are we going to have a school that all of us can be proud of, that will attract people to our community so that we thrive and grow.